Facebook page and I don't see anything live. Oh, there. Oh, I see it. Good evening. Welcome to ESPN's Star Short Track Auto Racing Series, the Figure 8. Tonight we've got the boss lady, Layla Wilson, in the 98. Paul Crumry in the number 3 right behind her. Kevin, oh, we've got some, apologies for the echo there. We've got Kevin Paskowicz in the number 1. Tyler Ugo Vickery in the number 7. Mark Buskey in the 35. Joe Cowan in the 81. And Mike Main in the 97. Everyone's in the Jedi this evening. And as you can see, our practice session is just finished. And folks are...
That's actually qualifying.
That was qualifying. Ah, there you are, Tony. And joining us now in the booth is the man himself, the voice of ESPN.
I'm not exactly in there yet. I'm climbing up the stairs on my cordless headset, trying to get into the tower where you are. But I'm finally close enough after being stuck in traffic for 4.5 hours on the 405 that I can now join you in the booth.
All right, so quickly we have our grid. It's Kevin Paskowicz in the front, followed by Paul Crumry, Mark Buskey, Mike Main in number 4, Layla Wilson in the 5th position, Joe Cowan in the 6th, Patrick Spangler in the 7th, and Tyler Ugo Vickery at the back of your grid in the 8th position.
And if I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing, I think I painted like half the cars in this field.
I'm only seeing solid colors except for Layla.
Don't forget to restart your Trading Paints app. Because Paskowicz should be in the... and jump start for Paskowicz. And jump start for Cowan. So, yeah, you might want to restart your Trading Paints because Paskowicz is running a Levi Garrett 05 paint or number 5 paint scheme that I did for him based on Jeff Bodine's old livery. As he peels off to go serve that stop and go, that hands the lead of the race over to PK himself, Paul Crumry, driving the 8-ball tonight. Crum's Custom Graphics on the hood as tribute to Jim Champagne. And then he is followed by Mr. Mike Main in the Green Life number 97. And I believe that's... Is that who I think it is? Yes, it is. It's Tyler Vickery in the Jeff Gordon Chrome DuPont special colors in there tonight. And yeah, that's the last one I actually painted. But yeah.
What's happened to Paul Crumry?
Looks like Paul is in a case of the blinkies as well. Let's see. I don't see him. As Paskowicz, wow, that was a long penalty for Paskowicz. Speeding off. Oh, to add insult to injury. Looks like Crumry having connection issues.
Well, Wilson setting the fastest lap. We do have the correct paint showing now. Apologies for that, viewers. Technology.
And my broadcast partner, my junior broadcast partner, I should say. Yep. Okay, Crumry's back. The only thing is, showing a lap down as iRacing didn't register him for almost 2 laps. Wow. That sucks. So that Tyler Vickery being shown in the lead right now.
Yep. And we've got a really clean, really close, relatively, not as spread out with the potential for collisions yet as some previous
we've
ones.
Seen in the past. Yeah. Wilson in the 98, I love the new livery she's rolling tonight. Looks the class is meant to be like a Hornet kind of class at your local short track on a Saturday night or a Friday night. Oh, Askowicz getting it all wrong with Cowan. Not sure exactly what happened there, but Cowan.
Let's take a look.
Cowan smoking like a Cheech and Chong concert.
Yeah. Cowan came right into Paskowitz.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean it. Was trying to knock you straight and roll.
Well, folks, we got some radio chatter. From the drivers.
It sounded like Cowan apologizing to Paskowicz, as Paskowicz threading the needle right now as he's working his way through that crossover.
Here we have potential, and it's cleared sailing for Paskowicz through the intersection.
Yeah, that's Mark Buskey that he's working to try to avoid right now, and Buskey kind of knows how to make those maneuvers. Really got a feel for Paul Crumry right now, as he has somehow he's lost 2 laps due to connection issues. Was leading this thing, but Tyler Vickery showing the way right now. His first race, Tyler Vickery actually just downloaded the Jetta about 10 minutes before this race went live.
Looking
Never
very
driven
sharp.
the car before in his life. Yeah, I think we found a car that Tyler can drive well so far, knock wood. As Layla Wilson continues her climb up the field, having started 5th. She closes right in on the battle that Buskey and Crumry are having. I don't think Crumry realizes that he's a lap down yet. But Wilson right there on Buskey, giving him the chrome horn in the middle of 1 and 2, as pulls the trigger and fires it off across the crossover, crosses him over and gets right behind Crumry now, as Paskowicz still flirting with Main coming through the crossover. As the battle still rages on there with that's Wilson in the black 98 and Crumry in the teal 8 ball.
Main doing another good job at avoiding a collision in the intersection.
Absolutely, and we'll go over what's going on here tonight. There is not a fast repair limit. So, unlimited fast repair so far, just as the season opener, try to get everybody get their feet underneath them. But Buskey back on the back bumper of Wilson, in Buskey in the Whammo car, Wilson in the black and orange number 98, and Mike Main is closed in on this battle too, as Crumry, I don't think anybody's told Crumry he's 2 laps down yet. I think he might think he's running in second.
Yeah.
As Wilson looks to the
like
inside, Crumry throws it wide through the right-hander. Coming off, Wilson just zero F's given, and she just powers right on by him and leaves him for Busky to try to deal with. As Crumry disappears again, Busky jams the brakes, not knowing where or if Paul is going to reappear, and that let Mike Main get to his inside as they work their way through the right-hander again. That's Main in the green car, Busky in the Whammo car, as they try to reel in Wilson in the Halloween special. 21 laps in the books, almost to the point where we're going to get waved at by the flagman. And I have a 4-digit ping. Yay.
And
so it
just
should be
look at
3
that
laps to go.
commanding lead. Sorry to cut you off there, Pat or Tony, but look at
you're absolutely right.
Look at that lead by Tyler Vickery.
What he's got to do is keep it clean, and he should be getting popsicle sticks in the air as he works his way through the right-hander. And there's the flagger, popsicle sticks in the air, 2 more laps to go. And Wilson's going to have to work to reel him in. That battling she was doing with Crumry really cost her some time. And her and Maine are starting to catch Vickery, but I don't think they're going to have enough time unless he steps on his own junk coming through the crossover. One more time around, Tyler Vickery in the DuPont number 24 has the transponder for car number 7 in there, but we'll get that fixed for next week. As through the right-hander for the last time, Wilson and Maine, your battle for second. That Maine's going to have one final shot at her. Vickery coming home with the victory. Wilson hanging on for second. Mike Maine hanging on for third. So that was
a little bit of contact.
Pretty.
That was
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. That was an excellent.
And that's.
We were talking at the end of last week's race, and I was, complimenting Layla about, her being my introduction to clean. Oh, what am I missing?
Donuts by Tyler.
There we go. Can't miss that.
Okay.
Reverse
Tyler
donuts.
Vickery doing
the reverse donut.
Front wheel drive donuts.
Love it. Those are actually really nice. Like that's like that drawing. It's like a protractor.
Yeah.
Tire
yeah,
circles.
That's exactly what that's like. As,
now somebody's
we are waiting for. Yeah, exactly.
Mike Main was like, "Stop that."
Yeah, because Mike's going, I never thought of that. Bear with us, folks, as we're trying to get our top 3 up here to interview them. And
so as I was saying,
we are going to get them.
Layla introduced me, to this phenomenon of clean, figure 8 racing, and this was so far like one of the best examples I've seen. This car looks great in the hands of these drivers.
Absolutely. And this one is a ton more easier, and I say that because you didn't have a proper figure 8 setup. This one it's more friendly to the cause of not having not having a lot of time to practice, but We are again just waiting for your winner to get here. We're going to start actually. We are going to start with second place. That, of course, would be the Halloween Fox herself, Ayla Wilson.
Hi, hello. That was a motorsporting event in which cars could compete. Definitely, that was one of them.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch up here.
It was fantastic.
I'm glad. I'm really glad.
I'm blown away. Last week I was talking to you about how impressed I was with this phenomenon of clean figure eight racing, and y'all with the Jetta really showed it. That was impressive.
Yeah, it's a little bit less kill happy than the than the Global Mazda. Because, we tried a couple things over the off season, and we're still kind of looking at what we're going to do for the super stocks. But the stability of this car is not bad. One thing I don't know if showed up on camera was when you really send one of these things into the corner, the suspension will kind of bounce, and it kind of gets worse and worse as you go through the corner. And there's not really too terrible much you can do about that. So a lot of us were fighting that, and you'd see the car kind of arc up the track and run the kind of more of a diamondy line. A lot of that was not on purpose from a lot of the drivers, from what I was hearing.
Yeah, that's it was an interesting new dynamic for sure with this vehicle.
Yeah, I think we've got a good pick here for our Stingers for this season as compared to any of the other combinations we could have used. The real life class has front wheel drive cars, none of them are diesels, but this is about as close as we're going to get. So I think we've got a good pick for it. Great race today. I had to fix a couple penalties early on, so I dropped back to the rear to take care of that. I'm just glad I was able to get back up on the podium.
Well, that's extra impressive then if you were dealing with race administration while pulling off a podium. We did notice that Paul Crumry, we weren't sure if he recognized that he was a lap down when he was in front of you because he had seemed to have some connection issues. And the system didn't register him for a few laps, and then he reappeared, but seemed to be fighting you for position.
Yeah, basically, I told him because we're on a driver chat, and everybody's like, "Look, we can't see you." So I said, "Look, wherever you come out, that's where I'm going to score you. I'll give you the points for that." So he officially finished fourth. Just in front of Mark, I believe. So we're gonna have to amend the points. But I hate seeing that happen when somebody loses laps from something beyond their control. So I just figured it's a small enough field I can kind of squeeze him in there. So I'll make sure to get that all sorted out post race.
Well, that's really honorable of you. That's because I know that experience, and it's just one of the most crushing experiences you could have. Like.
Oh, definitely.
Well, we've all been there at least once during our iRacing careers.
Recently, in some of our cases.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I lost a couple hundred iRating. So.
Yep.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or in this case, the young gunner from Florida in the room. Tyler Vickery downloads the car not even 40 minutes ago. Grabs a paint off of Trading Paints that just so happened to be one of mine, and goes out and wins the damn thing. Mostly because Kevin Paskowitz jumped the start.
Yeah, that was as soon as I realized it was a standing start, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna wait, pull my rallycross instincts of holding the handbrake, and as soon as green flag went, that's when I set off. I don't know how I didn't hit anyone at the start, because boy, that was pretty close.
Well, it's definitely fun to watch, but you guys definitely put on a show from up here. The crossover was a pucker moment quite a few times, with the cars that had to go serve penalties and then got caught up in the incidents that did happen. I believe there was only a total of one big hit in the crossover, and that was Joe Cowan getting into Kevin Paskowicz. But other than that, I mean, you guys raced about as clean as I've ever seen anyone race on any track anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, there was some fun. I mean, we had some fun, clean battles. There was a few times I rubbed some doors against a few of the other guys. I believe Mike and Leela, I rubbed some doors against earlier before taking off. But yeah, the crossover was always. I mean, crossover is always one of the scariest spots. I think at one point, I believe it was Spangler. I was kind of worried about because there was a few times I would start closing in on him to where we were almost meeting in the middle on the intersection, and thank goodness I had a 3-second gap, because otherwise I would have been probably pushing it and ended up really making a huge mistake, and then probably would have had a massive leader incident with me and Spangler. So it was kind of, I was let off a little bit just to play my cards right, and thankfully it did.
So you did go to the Layla Wilson School of Defensive Driving on a Figure 8 course. Nicely done, sir. Speaking of Layla Wilson, saw you put the chrome horn to a couple of cars tonight. All's fair in love and short track racing, I guess, right? Layla?
You asking me or you asking him?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I really don't like to do that. I know when I was racing Paul, we were coming off the left-hander, and I was right on his bumper, and I'm like, man, I really don't have enough room to do this, but I knew if I lifted, Mark was right there, and that's like, okay, this is last season's champion, he won a bunch of races, it was like all him and Joe last season, so I'm like, I can't lift, but probably wouldn't do that again, given the chance to do that over.
Well, still a remarkable race, and of course, we can't forget our third place finisher tonight, Mr. Mike Main, joining us now. Mike, just clean race out of the clean green machine. You know, I don't think you put a wheel wrong all night.
Yeah, man. I just gotta thank God and 6 pounds 8, baby Jesus. Kept it clean for me tonight.
You do realize that we are live on YouTube?
Oh boy.
Just gotta give it up to the one Lord.
This is what happens when Mike beats us. He gets to gloat like this.
Okay,
You'll get used to
Paskowicz,
it.
Kevin Paskowicz, I'm holding you personally responsible for this.
We have fun here at Stars. We have fun.
Yes, no, it's definitely fun, and you know, with any luck, something that got ordered earlier in the week will be here tomorrow. So there's an outside possibility that somebody might be able to play in challenge mode on Friday night.
That would be pretty fun.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
So I believe that's going to about do it for us tonight. Anybody got anybody they want to thank other than Mike Main?
I would love to thank everybody for showing up and making my dreams come true. I have always really wanted to run a figure 8 league where we got to race and it wasn't a bunch of folks, treating it like a demo derby. Hopefully we can keep growing it, and I'm gonna go host like some Thursday challenge mode and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I think.
Well, if you would like to join, real quick, Tyler, I don't mean to cut you off, but if you would like to join, after this video is done being live, we will be posting the direct link to join the Stars League in the description of this video. So if you want to participate next Thursday, all you got to do is sign up, and we'd love to have you, right, Layla?
Oh, absolutely. The more cars, the better. I'm absolutely willing to help out anybody who wants to join and try this kind of racing out. There's a lot of vicissitudes that you have to grasp when you're on the track, and I'm very willing to help anybody through those.
Well, that's good to know, because
it's
Sorry, Tony.
It's definitely a different discipline. It's basically if road racing and oval racing had a bastard child and they called it figure eight. But definitely
no,
fun, and I miss being able to drive with you guys.
well, I was just, I was sorry, I was just cutting you off there, Tony, but I just wanted to say I had the chance last week to jump in after the broadcast, and I encourage anybody watching to, if this looked like fun, I guarantee you it is. And thank God Layla is offering to help because as simple as the shape looks from the camera, I do have to say, once you're in the car on the track, it is way. What was that word? That nice word you used, Layla, just a second ago? What was that word?
Vicissitudes.
There you
So that's
go.
kind of like the particulars of your situation, as
Yeah,
it were.
that's exactly right. The particulars of the situation when you're on track are far more challenging than they appear from the overhead, distant camera view. So,
Well,
but it was tremendous fun. So I do encourage anybody watching. These are some of the nicest racers you'll ever meet, and like I said, I'm continually blown away by the quality of racing on a intersecting track.
well, Kevin, I just saw the first round of the air quote challenge mode that Layla is doing. Take the Mustang. It has it set up to start with.
Yeah, if you own the Mustang, take the Mustang. Trust me,
Yes.
it's just like the Jetta last season.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. And I know one thing I'm going to add too. I know earlier when we were talking about with some of the shout outs, is I've got to give a shout out to Courtney Bradenton, as well as a few of the other Bomber A division drivers for New Smyrna. I told them about what I'm doing with some of these figure eight series. And these cars, just with how they were running, literally remind me of the Bomber A's. And I've just recently have had a few of the drivers are telling me I should get into a Bomber 8. So just running the figure eights always seemed to be fun. And we've got a big Armadillo endurance race coming up in about 3 weeks' time that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, that sounds great.
Well,
Yeah, right now they're trying to decide on whether they want to make it a 50-50 race, which the way they're going to make the race is you go the regular way for 50 laps. I can explain later.
No. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Okay, so you already know 50 laps.
we've got to
50 laps
we've got to get going only because Layla's getting ready to put that next session up,
Oh,
and
right.
we don't want Kevin to be late. So going down through the finishing order, Tyler Vickery taking the season opener here at Irwindale on the figure eights. Layla Wilson coming home in second. Mike Main in third. I believe I heard Paul Crumry being bumped up to fourth.
That's right.
That is correct.
Okay. And that's going to put Mark Buskey, your defending series champion, in fifth. Joe Cowan in sixth. And Kevin Paskowicz, not the night he was hoping for. Patrick Spangler in seventh and Kevin Paskowicz in eighth. So for Kevin Conyu, for Layla Wilson, this is Tony Chapasso saying, Ma, come get me. I am done.